Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how I made actual blue pancakes with blueberries. I'm also going to show you how I made blueberry compote, tasty, and I'm also going to show you how I made blueberry frozen yogurt. Together this makes a very nutritious breakfast because blueberry is a superfood. And did I mention that it's very tasty? Oh my god, you need to try this. You definitely need to make it. It's delicious and you will love it. I'll be frank with you guys, I've actually never had blueberries until a couple of weeks ago when my friends invited me to come blueberry picking with them. Blueberry is a fruit or berries that is native to North America, and it is British Columbia's largest export. We went to Kyra Blueberries Farm in Richmond, and it was such a good time. Even though it was my first time of coming in contact with blueberries, I did some research and found out that it has numerous nutritional values. It's a superfood. It has antioxidants, vitamin C, potassium. It helps you to reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, and the likes. And I managed to pick a bucket full of blueberries. I made smoothies for like 2 weeks and decided that I wanted to try something new with the blueberries, and I asked on Instagram, and based on some of the replies that I got, I decided to make pancakes, compote, and frozen yogurt. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get a plate full of blueberries and I'm going to blend half of it. So when blended, the blueberries have this reddish, purplish look, and I'm going to put that aside for now. And first thing I'm going to do is make pancakes, and I'm using this Auntie Jemima pancake mix. I'm going to add 1 egg and a cup of milk, and I'm going to stir it. One of the key things I know about making pancakes is when you start stirring, stay on the same side. Like, don't stir randomly, just stir at the same side, especially if you're using like a fork. Use the same direction while you're stirring your mix. And stir till it is smooth and all the lumps are gone. I think I added too much milk, so I'm actually going to add more of the Auntie Jemima mix to this. And afterwards, I'm going to leave it for a bit because I also added a little bit of baking powder. So I'm going to close it and leave it for about 20 minutes. Normally, I like to leave it longer than that, but I just want to get this over with. So I'm just going to leave it for like 20 minutes. And then when I get back to it, you will notice that it is a bit thicker. I added a little bit more mix, and even after this, I still felt the consistency wasn't hard enough for the kind of pancakes that I want, and I added a little bit more mix as well. But at this point, I'm going to add the blueberry blend that we did earlier. Look at that. Just look at that. And I'm going to stir. For some reason, I wasn't expecting this to turn blue, but immediately I started stirring, it turned blue, guys. This was actually an experiment. When I looked online, I actually didn't see any recipe that mixed the blueberries with the mix like this. So this was an experiment that turned out good. So at this point, I'm going to fry my pancakes. Normal. I'm putting some butter in my pan. I already fried a couple before this. So I'm putting some butter in my pan. I'm going to spread the butter in my pan, and I'm going to then put a little bit, because I want my pancakes to be quite small, so I'm just going to put a little, which is why I needed the mixture to be a little bit thick. I'm going to put 3 small placements into my pan, and I'm going to let it fry for a bit. I'm also going to add some blueberries. Guys, I have what's called trichophobia, so I cannot stand small circles in a big circle. So that's how I had to space the blueberries out. I can't stand small circles clustered together in a big circle. It makes me so nervous. And so that's why I spaced the blueberries out this wide. And yeah, I'm just going to allow it to fry for a bit, twist it to the other side, and my blueberry pancakes is ready. Okay, now we're going to make our compote, and the first thing I'm going to do is squeeze out some lemon juice. I'm doing this by hand because I don't have a juicer, but squeeze out 1 lemon juice with your hand, or with a juicer if you have a juicer. Next, you turn on your gas cooker and put it on low heat. Then you put blueberries into your pan, add your lemon juice. We're also going to add 1 spoon of sugar, because that's what compote is. Compote is pretty much boiling fruit in sugar. And so we're going to add 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, and then I'm going to also add that blueberry blend that we blended earlier. Then we're going to stir it in the low heat for about 10 minutes, and just allow everything, the mix, to kind of boil and become a little bit thick. Compote is pretty much like jam. Actually, someone suggested on Instagram that I make blackberry jam, but after doing a little bit of research, I felt like compote might be easier and maybe better for me to do. So yeah, just stir it in low heat for about 10 minutes, and your compote is ready. People use compote to maybe put it in between their cake, or put it in between bread, or as even some people use it as jam. The list of what you can do with compote is endless. In this video, I'm going to be using it to eat my blue pancake. And you'll notice that I am licking my spoon non-stop, because this is actually very, very tasty. The mix, the sour taste of the lemon mixed with the sweetness of the blueberry and the sugar, just makes it a very tasty dessert to have. You should try it. So next, we're going to make our blueberry frozen yogurt. I have some natural yogurt, Olympic natural yogurt, and I also have some blueberries which I had frozen earlier. I'm going to put the yogurt into the blender. My blender is not dirty. This is the blender that I used earlier to blend the non-frozen ones. So I'm going to put some yogurt into the blender. You kind of want to have a lot less yogurt than your fruit, whatever fruit you're using. You want to have a lot less yogurt than your fruit, but I actually want to make use the entire bucket of yogurt. So I'm going to have a lot more yogurt than my actual fruit. And I'm just going to freeze it again afterwards. So you add your frozen blueberries and you blend the two together. Again, like I said, if your frozen fruit is a lot more than your yogurt, it will probably be thick enough for you to have immediately, but I added a little bit too much yogurt, and so I'm going to pour it back into the container of the yogurt, and I'm going to put it back in the freezer to harden up a bit. There you have it, guys, your blueberry pancakes, blueberry compote, and blueberry frozen yogurt. What do you think about this? I was so glad to finally be able to finish my blueberries, and this was actually very tasty to have. I had a very, like, I couldn't stop eating it. Yeah, you should definitely try it, guys. Let me know in the comments if this is something you've seen before, because I sure hadn't seen it before I made it, especially the pancakes. I'd seen the compote, but the pancakes, I'd never seen it made like this before. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you're going to try this. And also, guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more plant-based food, for fun travel, and for positivity videos. I'm also going to be talking about my migration process and my migration journey as I settle into Canada. So keep a date with me, come back for more. We're definitely going to have a lot of yumminess, not just food, but a lot of yumminess on this channel. All right, guys, thanks for watching this far. I appreciate. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to turn on the notification so that you can know when I post. All right, take care and have a great week. Bye.